So what is the law of attraction? Well, I'll tell you, but I'm not going to give you the same 100-year-old half-assed answer that 90% of the gurus on the internet are going to give. Oh, hail to the na-na-na. In my humble opinion, the law of attraction is the place where spirituality and science come together. I cannot talk about this subject properly without referencing both. Einstein once said that science without religion is lame, and religion without science is blind. This video is my attempt to weave the two together. If you Google the phrase, what is the law of attraction? You'll find that the most widely held definition is the ability to call into our reality the things that we put our focus on. You want that new car? Just picture it in your mind and believe that you already have it. No! A better definition, my definition, would be the ability to choose your physical reality through a process of controlled thinking and observation. Whoa! I'll do my best to keep the geek speak to a minimum with the science stuff, and I will not try to save you when it comes to the spiritual stuff. Deal? First of all, the law of attraction isn't a law at all. It is the embodiment of a few different universal laws all working in unison. Not understanding or misunderstanding this very fundamental premise is part of the reason that so many people struggle when it comes to working with the law of attraction and manifesting the life that they desire. I guess it would be better to call it the laws of attraction. Confusion comes in when people try to make the law of attraction work for them. The ability side of the law of attraction is actually what's known as manifesting. And this is the part of the law of attraction that most people think about when they talk about creating your physical reality or going from a thought to a thing. There's that word again. Understand that manifesting is nothing more than a process of thinking a very specific and certain way. Most of us go through our entire life never really being taught how to think. We're just taught what to think. But that's another whole set of videos. Most people that are familiar with the law of attraction tend to think about it as some power that they can control if they concentrate hard enough, as if it's some magical force that they can control. Very, very few people actually understand the effects that the law of attraction has on their day-to-day life. In fact, those that are vaguely familiar with the term tend to chalk it up to some crystal healing, new age hooey type of thing. Not knowing about the law or having a misunderstanding of the law is the exact reason that so many people fail to create the life that they desire or fail to become the person that they truly desire to be. The law of attraction is an electromagnetic force, better described as magnetic vibration. Now, I don't want to get all sciencey on you and stuff, but those are two words that typically aren't found together. So let's start with the laws and the forces that are involved in the laws of attraction and a little bit of a brief overview of them. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. It's just too much detail, to be honest with you. So I'm just going to touch on them so you have a better understanding of the things that I'm talking about. So the first one is electromagnetism. This is the force that attracts and repels. Now, we all know that magnets attract, but most of us forgot that little experiment in grade school where you took the magnet and broke it in half and tried to put the two pieces back together, and you just couldn't get them back together. They just kept pushing away from each other. Well, that is the repelling force. That is the other side of magnetism. There's two sides. There's an attraction and a repelling. Now, this is important because charging this magnetic force with electricity is the very thing that amplifies the magnetic effect and sends it out into the universe. Other examples of electromagnetism would be radio waves, microwaves, X-rays, and yes, even light. The next law involved is the law of polarity. This law says that there are two sides to everything. Identical in nature, different in degree. Now, examples of this would be hot and cold. Identical in nature, but different in degree, opposite ends of the spectrum. You follow? Other examples would be love and hate, peace and war, and positive and negative. You see where I'm going with this? Next, we have the law of cause and effect. Now, most of us have actually heard of this one. Simply put, this tells us that every cause has an effect, and every effect has a cause. Duh. Here's how this relates to you. You have a thought that causes a reaction, or the effect. Based on that reaction, you have another thought, and so on and so on and so on. Now, the next major law that we're going to talk about is the law of awareness. Think about awareness as being your sixth sense, your intuition, if you will. And this law is by far the absolute most important in terms of manifesting. It is nothing more than the culmination of your physical senses. And what it does is call into action a part of your brain known as the reticular activating system. This is the very foundation of what you perceive as your reality. Now, this system is the desk manager of your brain, and it is filtering all the content of your physical reality and deciding where your attention goes. And it's the thing that's deciding what shows up on the big screen of your conscious and what goes straight to video to just your subconscious. This is the thing that allows you to see particular things within your physical reality and your environment. Things that were always there, you just never really noticed them because your attention was focused elsewhere. Who dat? Now I'm gonna start taking you down the rabbit hole. This is the part where spirituality starts to show up and reflect in this entire process. So I want to offer you this disclaimer. When it comes to the spiritual side of the law of attraction, many of my reference points come from the Bible. Not all, but many. Mostly because Christianity is a version of spirituality that I am most familiar with, as opposed to, say, Islam or Hinduism. However, I have found that there are a lot of parallels across many religions. Also, understand that my definition and image of God and heaven and hell does not fit the typical description that people hold in their mind. I believe in many teachings in the Bible, but I have my own interpretation of them, many unique but fitting. Having said all that, I'm going to reference a few different passages from the Bible. I will include links to them so they can be read in full context in the description below. So here we go. People are usually interested in learning more about the law of attraction because they are interested in learning how to manifest specific things into their reality. This process of creation calls into action three very important things: the spiritual, the biological, and the quantum. All three of these things can be influenced from within ourselves as well as from external forces outside of us. Contrary to the popular belief that what we think about becomes manifest in our physical reality, it's actually what we habitually believe that is made manifest in our unique reality. The problem is most people lie to themselves about what they believe and ignore that internal voice that's telling them what they believe. If a person truly took a deep dive into what they believe, I believe it would hurt, because the truth hurts, right? The truth is, you are responsible for everything that happens in your life. Everything. It starts with a thought or a cause. Internally, that thought triggers a memory. That memory is nothing but an image associated with a feeling. That feeling is nothing more than a chemical that has flooded the body. That chemical, depending on the electromagnetic charge that it received, is a chemical of either attraction or repulsion. And it's sending you signals as to whether you should pursue or attract to a certain situation, or if you should run or repel from a certain situation. An example of this would be if you love something, you tend to attract toward it. If you fear something, you tend to repel from it. At the very same time, this electromagnetic force is shooting out of you in all directions, just like a light wave or a radio wave or a microwave. And the frequency of that electromagnetic wave, that electrical signal that's part of that, is charged when it goes out. Now, the type of charge that it has will dictate the polarity of that field that's going out. And when I say the polarity of that field, that is whether it is a positive or a negative. It's going to determine whether it's going to attract or repel. All of this is happening while your reticular activating system is delivering you this constant non-stop stream of biofeedback. It's constantly monitoring your thoughts and your feelings and your memories and your physical environment, and it's delivering you all of this information via your physical senses. And then it vividly puts on that big screen the things that it believes you should be most aware of. Now hang in there, because this is where free will and freedom of choice come into play. This is also the intersection of events where you have the ability to directly influence what you are being made aware of, and therefore the types of choices that you believe are available to you. Albert Einstein, Stephen Hawking, Richard Feynman, all famous physicists, and they all believe that all things in the world exist, all things in the universe exist simultaneously at the same time. People describe an awakening as a new point of view, a new understanding, a new awareness, being able to see things that weren't there before. But this is the point in the manifesting process where most people fail to act. Some people are aware of the choices and choose differently. Some people don't. Manifesting is not about creating a thing in your reality. It is about creating a situation or a circumstance that allows you to choose the things that you want to experience within that situation or circumstance. It is about choosing your specific experience from the infinite field of all that is. The Bible says, ask and it will be given to you. It does not say ask and it will be created for you. It says seek and you will find. So you've got to go out looking and you got to be aware. It says knock and the door will be open to you. But you've got to actually take the steps and walk through the door. We can only manipulate and experience what's already here. Manifesting is not about using the law of attraction to get things. Manifesting is about understanding how you interact with these various laws of the universe. It's about what you believe about your environment and then adjusting the electromagnetic frequency of your thoughts to allow you to become aware of more things in your environment and then choosing what you want to experience. To continue this discussion, comment below and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to tap that bell icon so you can be alerted when a new video pops up. Until next time, thanks for watching.
Please subscribe to my YouTube channel.